my loves. I've got a real human being here today, and these are virgin nails. Yes, they are. I said I would do a set of prom nails for a friend of mine on her beautiful daughter Mia. So I'm going to show you all the steps. First of all, obviously hands are clean and everything, sanitised and all that malarkey. And I'm going in with the Alina Crystals prep tool and pushing the cuticles back. All the tools and crystals and stuff are 50% off at the moment. So there's not many left, but they're there. It's double-ended, so I'm using the wider end on the thumb and then going in with the smaller side on the fingers. And obviously these cuticles, they've not been done before, so they're being released gently. Start removing that non-living tissue from the nail plate, nice and gently. And it's a process that is vital if you want your nails to stay on. You can't overlook prep, so you need tools that you know are going to work for you, and you need technique. It's very, very important. If I can give you any advice, if you're having issues with lifting, it would be go back to basics, go back to nail prep. Then I'm using the scraper tool. So it's got a slanted end that goes into a flat, sharp line. And that edge is what you use. And it will really lift up the non-living tissue. Sorry, that was like an eBay notification. Oh, how wonderful. So as you can see, it's even getting little bits of nail polish off that are just stuck where she's sort of been painting her nails at home. And non-living tissue is one of those things that you don't think is there, but is there. It's like a thin skin almost. It's non-living, but it attaches itself and kind of grows out with that nail. And it can consume a lot of surface area. So if you want those nails to stay on, keep prepping. Keep on prepping. And I'm just going to do that on all the nails. I only show you one hand at a time, obviously, because if you saw both hands, that would be really long-winded, wouldn't it? It'd be so long-winded. There we are. Onto the thumb. You know I love a thumb. I love a juicy thumb shot. More surface area, that's why. There's just bigger canvas to work on. Look at all that. Mad, isn't it? Absolutely bonkers. I'm still going to use e-file. I'm using the Melodysusie 2-in-1 e-file and LED lamp. I use it on everything. It's fabulous, and I'll put a link in the description box. They gave me a discount code. I presume it's still live. It was ages ago. Just try it, see if it works. But this is fantastic, and the base of the thing removes as well, the lamp, so you can use it for awkward things. You can use it for, so I find it really good if I'm working on a practice hand, because I can just take the base off. It's magnetized. You've got multiple settings for the LED lamp and multiple settings for the nail e-file, and it's just brilliant. It's marvelous. I've sped this bit up a bit. I go obviously forwards, do half the nail, and then reverse, because you want even coverage throughout the whole nail. My nails are really grown out, actually. My little manicure. Okay, in with the little bally bit and see if we can get some of the loose tissue off there. More surface area to work on. I think I've used the word surface area 3 times already in the video, and we're only 4 minutes and 25 seconds in. So that's obviously my word of the week. Ha! Should be rain, because that's all it seems to be doing. Raining. But yesterday, when this was filmed, was the only warm day we've had in 2 weeks. And I think it was about 26, 27 degrees in the room I was working in. There was no air, and it was swelteringly hot. It was ridiculous. Why did I pick the hottest day, you say, to do the nails? Well, because it was her prom day, so didn't really have a choice. That was decided by the people that organise proms, so it's their fault that we had all sweaty bums and sweaty arms and sweaty heads. Ridiculous. Then I'm just, anything that's still hanging and in the way, I'll get rid of using the Alina Crystal's nippers. They've got a really, really small blade, which is perfect. Can't be using bulky cuticle nippers. They're just clumsy. I don't like it. Right. On with preparing the nail surface. I'm using a 180 grit nail file just to etch the shine off very gently. Etch the shine off, and then I'm using my unicorn dusty brush to get rid of all the dust. And I'll do that on all the nails. Just give them a little buff. What was I going to say? I was going to tell you something and I've completely forgotten. No, it's gone. It's absolutely gone. Oh, how strange. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. My daughter's got a boxing match tonight. She's not a boxer. She's just finishing university, but she's doing a boxing match for charity. She's trained for 8 weeks and she's called the Mini Minx, I think it is, because she's just so cute and tiny. She's only 4'11". She's got a boxing match. Woohoo! Right, I have dehydrated the nails and I'm now going in with my Pro Stiletto tips. You can buy them on the website. Again, 50% off, which means that they're like, I can't remember how much, like a £5 for a big bag. Not a lot of money. So there we are, just apply them. They're really good actually. I used to wear these for when I had stiletto nails. I would just use these tips. So I'm going to cut them down because she wanted coffin and not too long, because obviously virgin nails, you can't be going too long. Even I was like, are you sure this is not too long? She said, no, it's fine. I'm like, are you sure it's not too long? Because we know when you get them nails on, it's all different. Now where the fingers, each middle finger on each hand is slightly crooked off to the side, so I have to correct that as well. That's something that has to be done. The other hand was worse, so I had to quite dramatically correct it with tip placement, which looked fine. But yeah, you need to pay attention to sort of the angles and stuff if the fingers are going off at all angles. Otherwise you can make it look a lot worse. So now I'm just shaping the tip. I find it easier to do it now. There's no product on the nail. The tip is nicely stuck down. I'm going to shape it as much as I can so that when I add the product, the finish filing isn't as exhausting, because I've got really poorly neck, haven't I, and stuff. So my hand held up really well. It's just my neck. So yeah, doing the same there. And I'll just continue the same. I always do side wall, free edge, and then over the join line, which you don't need to do, but I just did it. It's old habits die hard. You just sometimes do them and you just, yeah, that's it. You don't have to though. I think it was just force of habit. I can't remember the last time I did a set of acrylic nails on another person other than myself or a practice hand. It's been a while. So after all that's done, I get rid of all the dust, again with a hard bristle brush, and then go in and prep and prime. So now on with primer. And then I had to dig deep in my acrylic to find a colour match, and we're going with Nailmate's Perfect Pink. Because I don't have a light pink. The system I normally use is Euphoria, but I only have Peachy Punch. I thought I had a lighter one, but my kit is in all different drawers and it's in storage. Like I have to get things out. I've got too much basically, and I couldn't find a lighter pink. And I was like, I'm sure I've got one. I couldn't find it, so I used Nailmate Perfect Pink, because that was in my Rue Beauty case and I'd forgotten I had that, so I thought, right, I'll use that then. And I'm still using roughly sort of 3 bead application, sometimes 2, but just stick with the old system. If I was using my Euphoria nails, I'd probably be 1 beading it, because I find it easy with 1 bead. But even though I'm working quite wet with this, because it was so hot that it just kept setting up really quick, and I was like, whoa, hold your horses. When it's that warm, dry, kind of just warm air, and I didn't have ice on me, I wasn't at home, I wasn't in a house, I was in an office type area, so I didn't have things that I could use to like keep the monomer cool and stuff like that. I didn't have that luxury. So I just had to get down and dirty with it. But you'll see, I'm trying to keep it as neat as possible. If you struggle with stuff like that, I've got courses on the website for tip shaping and then product application and finish filing, stuff like that, prep. I've got crystal application and designs. I've got beginners courses, I've got all that sort of stuff. And I think it's important. If you do find areas difficult, invest in it, because I had to keep learning and training and practicing and going over and over and over. Like the hardest thing in the world for me was ombre and French. I used to struggle so much with that. Oh my goodness, it was like my nemesis. And I've still got pictures from when I first started out, or before I qualified, when I was like doing my nails, thinking, oh yeah, I can do my nails with a kit off eBay. Oh my days, that stuff. What was that? I just swear it was just pigment powder. You know, like the dry paint powder, something like that. Jeez. Oh, brutal. Don't ever do that. Don't ever use that stuff. It's bad. I'm not too worried where the acrylic dried a bit quick, because I'll just file it out later if it's uneven. In a perfect world, it would have not happened, but it happened. Doesn't really matter. The size brush I'm using is 10. It's a 10. I don't use bigger because I don't need to. I can hold enough monomer on a size 10 brush to do a 1 bead if I want. And I don't like having a big brush, especially on small hands, because it just gets monomer everywhere. I don't want to paint someone's finger with monomer. And I guess I'm just used to using a small brush. I'm more comfortable with it. Some people make a big brush look like it's a small brush, like they work seamlessly with it, but I work better with a small brush, and that's okay. There we go. And then onto the last couple of fingers, I shall let you watch this with some nice music. as if by magic, they're all done and filed. And this is the colour we're using, Chest to Chest. It's a sparkly red. Her dress was a beautiful red, sort of velvety stuff. I don't know what it's called. And I'm using 9mm brush from Beautiful Nails by Jess on her Euphoria Nails website. I'm going to apply some crystals first from Alina Crystals. These are the deep red ones. They're beautiful. Again, they're 50% off on the website. And I'm doing these first because there's quite a lot of gel polish like design work. So I thought I'll get the crystals in place. Then they can just sit there happily and I can crack on with the rest of it. That made sense to me. And the colour on my nails, although it's now looking a bit battered because I've filed the end of it and stuff, is Rudolph. And it's from one of their Christmas collections. And it's one of those, what are they called? You know when the flash goes on them, they light up? Reflective gels, that's it. It's a reflective gel. So we'll just do crystal cuffs there. Just going down in size order. There we are. Last one going on there. Then I'll crack on with the design. The old dotting tool's coming out as well. You know it. These are we've got all these shapes as well available, all sorts. So have a look on the website because, yeah, they're gorgeous. Beautiful colour. Right, I'm going to use a dotting tool in that lovely sparkly gel polish colour from Madame Glam. And I'm going to make like a wavy French. And then just fill in the bottom. So easy with the dotting tool. And I'll get a bit on the brush just to fill in the bottom. There we go. Pop that in the lamp quickly. In with a second coat. I don't need the dotting tool this time. I can just kind of butt it up to the edge and fill it in. There we go. Make sure it's not getting too fat at the edges. Same on this side. I'm just going to fill that in. And then pop that in the lamp for 30 seconds. Now, just to show you, the inspiration picture she gave me was this, but she wanted coffin nails, obviously. So that's what we're kind of working off roughly. This is going to be a full nail of chest to chest. I love this colour so much. It's similar to Rudolph, but it's not reflective, and it's got more of a raspberry red tone to it, I suppose. I use a detailer brush, the 9mm brush, to go around the cuticle with gel polish. Why bother flooding it or risking flooding it if you can completely avoid it? That's what I say. Look at that. Lovely, in the lamp she goes. And same on the pinky finger, full nail on that one. Which is perfect. Wonderful. And then going to grab that detailer brush again and go around that cuticle area. Down the sides there, make sure it's all capped on the side and free edge. Lovely job. And then in the lamp she goes. Obviously I'll do 2 coats of that, even though the coverage is fabulous. Still do 2 coats. In the lamp and in with the second coat and then back into the lamp. So where I've done the wavy French, I'm going to outline it with Goldie from Euphoria Nails. This is their Paint It gel collection. I really like this gold because it's not got glitter pieces in it. It is like a gold gel, but not flaky. Does that make any sense? And it's an old gold colour. I really like it. So I'm just going to trace around the edges, which is why I wasn't overly worried about it. I knew that this will be the part where if there's any inconsistency, it can be covered up. And I'm just using the same 9mm brush for that. It's the perfect length for things like this. It's long enough to get a bit of bend in it and a bit of twist, but not so long it's going to flick off and do its own thing. Same on this nail here, and they are 60-second cure. So next up, I'm going to apply matte top coat from Madame Glam to, excuse me, the pinky nail and the middle nail. And that is so that I can stick some charms down because they need a matte surface to grab onto. So I'll just do a thin coat on both nails and cure that for 30 seconds. Then I'm grabbing my adhesive and popping a little bit on, and I'm going to start adding these charms, and it's going to look super pretty. These are from Glitter Planet as well. I was desperate to get, I was like, where am I going to get those from? And yeah, I got them from Glitter Planet. So yeah, thanks Lorna. So while they're settling and sort of setting in place, I'm going to top coat the other nails, making sure I seal in all around the crystals. They must be sealed in. So I'm going to use a detailer brush for that. Now these nail charms, they're metallic and they're quite firm, so they need to be sealed in. I double sealed them because some of the edges might be slightly raised and difficult to lay flat. You're putting a flat shape on a curved surface, and that can be a bit problematic. So they look great. I don't know how long they'll last. I just said to her, please be careful with them. And I've tried to seal them as much as possible. Next, I'm going to go in with Madame Glam's cuticle oil. It's beautiful. And massage that in to restore some of those beautiful oils along the cuticle area and just get it all nice and hydrated. and then I will do a little final video to show you the nails. I really hope you like this. Isn't it nice seeing me work on other people? It's lovely, isn't it? I've got to do my mum next, so I'll be doing that soon. Here we are. I hope you've liked this video. Give it a thumbs up. Check out all the links in the description box. They've got useful information for you, and I will see you in my next one. Tally bye.